guys, welcome to another episode of Coffee with Krystle. Today we have our lunchtime live artist of the day, Lucas Hoge. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So this morning,
cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
So you flew in from Nashville this morning, just for
yes,
us.
Just for you guys. Literally flew into the BWI, drove here, did the show. Now we're doing this, and then we're driving back to fly home.
Oh, wow. So tell us a little bit about Lucas. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in a little rural Nebraska town, right on the Kansas-Nebraska line called Hubble, Nebraska.
Never heard of it.
Town of 44 people. Not a lot of people.
44 people?
Yeah. Yeah.
So would you have like 10 people in your high school class?
I had 7 in my class.
7?
I was the top 7 in my class, though.
Oh, well, hey, I mean, yeah, of course.
I put that on all my resumes. Hey, top 7 of his class in high school.
They don't ask how many people were there.
Exactly. Yeah, there was only, 80 kids from kindergarten through 12th grade in the whole school.
Wow.
It was small. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was amazing.
So in all of that, when did music come in?
Very young age. So, growing up in a small town like that, there wasn't a whole lot of people in the church congregation. And my entire family was pretty much the whole choir for church. And when mom and dad would go practice with the preacher and some of the other people from the congregation, they'd sit me in the corner and kind of be like, here, play this, keep yourself busy. And the preacher brought this electronic little drum pad one time when I was probably about 5 or 6 years old. And I was like, keep a perfect time with what they were playing. And she was like, holy cow, you're pretty good. So she took me into the high school that next day and on that Monday, and she's like, hey, this kid has something going on. So introduced me to the music teacher, and I've been playing drums ever since. And then I was like, you know what, these drums are hard to carry around. So I started playing guitar at a young age and just kept going and building and trying to grab a hold of anything that I could. So I started playing music when I was probably about 6 years old.
Wow. Yeah. So you grew up with that. When did you decide that Nashville was where you needed to go?
That's a good question. It wasn't until like my senior year of
So it was a
high
little
school.
while.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do because I love sports. I wanted to go in and play baseball, and I actually had a scholarship to go play baseball right out of high school, but the music bug hit too hard, and I moved straight to Nashville and been there ever since.
I feel like that's a common theme with a lot of you guys in country music. I mean, Sam Hunt,
right?
What happened to him? Maybe Jason Aldean. I don't know. I might have just made that
Probably.
one up.
Sure, we'll go with that. Yeah.
So tell us, how has 2018 treated you so far?
Oh my gosh, it's just been amazing. Coming off the #1 album of last year in July when we released Dirty South, this year has just been insane. I mean, it's really been good. And then coming out with Power of Garth, the single that's really
it's a great song.
Thank you so much. I've been fighting for this song with the label for a long time.
Right.
To finally get it out. They're like, no, we need to wait. Oh, no, let's not. And I was like, we've got to get this song out because it's the last single on this project.
Right.
And I'm so excited that it's reacting the way I'd hoped it would.
So did you write that song or did you co-write it?
No, so I normally write about 90% of everything that goes on the project.
Okay.
And a buddy of mine, Matt Rogers, and Terry McBride wrote this song together.
Wow.
So when I was putting this project together, this slid across my desk. I was like, what's this? It's a tribute to Garth. I was like, oh my God, I've been wanting to put a tribute to Garth on a project for so long. And this was just written to the wall. I mean, they did such a great job. And I was just actually talking to Terry McBride yesterday at CMA Fest. And I'm excited to see where this goes and how far it will go.
So speaking of CMA Fest,
did
you perform at the CMA Fest?
We did so much,
I saw the schedule and I was like, man, good for you then.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Oh, it was insane. We started on, I think, Wednesday, and then we were doing some booth signings, doing a few different stages throughout town, and then I got to perform on the celebrity softball City of Hope game, which was really cool. It was my first year. I was on the Grand Ole Opry team. And we won.
Yay!
So it was me and Jay Cutler and Charles Eston and the Property Brothers and my friend Megan Alexander from Inside Edition and so many great people, and we just had such a great time. And then after that, I literally had to go straight to the airport, get in a plane and fly straight to Bartlesville, Oklahoma, do a show, get done with the show and fly straight back to Nashville because we had another acoustic show for ASCAP and CMA on Sunday morning. So it was a crazy schedule, but we had fun. It was a blast. Got to see everybody, so it was really good.
Crazy busy is good though. That means at least people know you. They're getting
Yes.
to know you. They want you. That's good.
Oh, it's so good because we've done a lot of CMA Fests, and everybody coming through, they're like, oh, it's great to get to know you, and I've never heard of you before. This year it was a totally different thing. I mean, it was so cool because you could tell that the song is actually being played out there right now. People are actually listening to it. It's a whole different vibe this year. It was so incredible.
So what would you say your biggest accomplishment has been to date?
Gosh.
Hard one, right? You're like, what do you have behind those cards?
having the whole album go number 1 on country album sales charts was huge. But then finally being invited to play the Grand Ole Opry was and is still probably one of the biggest accolades for me. Growing up listening to it as a kid, on the radio,
right.
And watching all my buddies when I first moved to Nashville playing the Opry and getting invited to come backstage and be with everybody, and all my friends would be like, hey, come out and get your picture in the circle. I was like, no, thank you. I want to wait until one day I get invited. If I never get invited, then I never get the picture, but I'm so glad I waited because the first time I ever stepped foot on the Opry stage was once I got invited to come by.
That's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
And so I also know you do a lot for the troops. You perform for the troops overseas. What's that like? Because we always see so many people doing it, but we don't ever ask what is that actually like?
It's amazing. I've been going overseas for the last 10 years. So I've done 12 tours in 10 years, and each one is just as good as the next.
Right.
I mean, being able to be on deployment and talk to these servicemen and women that are over there literally away from their families for a year at a time and be able to look them in the eye, just talk to them, have a meal with them, bring them out of their element for a little bit, tell them thank you, let them tell us what's going on in their life. That's the biggest thing for me, is to just break up the monotony for them a little bit and throw them off their game a little bit and make them smile and make them feel like they're back at home,
So we're about to throw you off your game a
little
little
boy.
bit. We're going to play a little game. I always like to do this when guests come.
Okay.
Just a quick game. It's nothing crazy. I want to know how well you know your boys of country music. AKA also your competition.
All right.
All
okay.
right?
We'll see.
Okay. So this artist I have 3 questions. Let's start with that.
Okay.
I have 3 questions. They're multiple choice.
Okay,
So it's pretty
good.
easy. It's like a test at school.
Oh, I didn't test well.
Okay. So this artist has never been nominated for a Grammy.
Okay.
Is it Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean, or Kenny Chesney?
For a Grammy?
Yeah, never been nominated.
I would have to say Luke Bryan.
You are absolutely correct. Yeah, Jason Aldean has been nominated 4 times.
Wow.
And Kenny Chesney just got nominated this year.
What? So awesome.
Good for you. Okay, so you're at 1 right now. Okay, so Darius Rucker just came out with a new song, Straight Outta Hell, which is so good. I don't know if you've seen the video, I've heard it. Okay, so you might not know this answer.
Well, let's see if I can fake my way through it.
All right, so which of these artists are on that song with him?
Okay.
Luke Bryan, Kip Moore, Jason Aldean, Charles Kelly, Luke Bryan,
Ooh.
or Charles Kelly, Kenny Chesney, Jason Aldean.
The last one.
It is not.
Dang it. I meant the second one.
It is the second one. Jason Aldean, Charles Kelly, and Luke Bryan are all in it. And I don't know if you've seen the video, but it's like a Western theme video. It's so
Oh, man. Are they all like dressed in like...
Yes.
Oh, man.
They are. It is absolutely
That's so cool.
incredible.
I want to be a Western so bad.
Well, you can make your own.
Right? I'm just going to have to do it.
All right, so final question. Right now you're at 1-1.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So this artist just announced that he's taking his 6-month-old baby on the road with him. It's pretty easy. Sam Hunt, Jason Aldean, or Charles Kelly?
Jason Aldean.
Yes!
Yeah!
So I want to thank you so much for joining us for Coffee with Krystle and doing Launch Time Live. It was such a treat, and I've got to tell you, a lot of requests for our Garth.
I love it. Keep requesting it, and I'll keep coming up and playing it for you. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.
Cheers, everybody.
Thanks, guys.